Here's how I spin out multiple high converting landing pages using AI. So leverage is key to making money, and AI is changing the game, as we all know. Right now, we're seeing a K-shaped economy where AI supercharges the productivity of certain skills. Skills that can give you a 10x leverage. What are those skills and how can they help you create landing pages that actually convert? Here's the thing, there's a big difference between something that looks good and something that works. I spent well over 10 years now designing more than 300 websites, and if there's one pattern I've noticed, it's this. The best landing pages don't overwhelm, they guide. Think of landing pages as the first step in a funnel. It's a system with inputs, processing, and outputs. The input is attention, the processing is persuasion, and the output is revenue. In this video, I'll show you how to leverage AI to create high converting landing pages that convert attention into action and leads into loyal customers. Hey, if you're new here, I'm Rashid. I'm a growth marketer with over 8+ years skin in the game, and in this video I'm going to show you my framework and tools and how I use AI to convert high converting landing pages in record time. So let's get started. Step number 1, setting up. There are a ton of website builders out there, but my favorite is Framer. It makes building landing pages almost effortless. It's a low-code, no developer needed builder, and it is optimized for website speed. I switched from Webflow to Framer because of its easy-to-use features and letting me focus on designing and testing high-converting landing pages instead of wrestling with the setup complexities that Webflow have. If you're new to these platforms, I would recommend you create a subdomain or a page path off your main domain and create landing pages on that domain with Framer. With that said, you have 2 options to get started. Use Framer templates, my preferred choice, or browse through the Figma community for inspiration, adapt designs, and create from scratch. In this video, let's go with templates. So once you've chosen your templates, let's go to step number 2, which is my 5-section framework for every landing page. So every landing page needs these core sections: hero, old way, new way, evidence, call to action. So let's break this down. So 1 out of 5 is the hero section. This by far is the most important part of the whole page. A lot of thought is needed as this is your first impression. You have to hook visitors to get them to keep scrolling and keep investigating. If you had $1 in your budget, you should spend 80 cents on your headline. So here's what's needed in your hero section. First, like I said, your headline, your boldest claim or attractive benefit tailored to your audience. Then it's your sub-headline, which is to elaborate on the headline and lead to the CTA. You also need creative visuals, right? Show the product or solution in action with an image, GIF, or video. And you also need a CTA, a concise incentive with trust building elements, for example, like well-known logos around it. So one good hook is worth more than 1,000 words in masterful copy. Because if you can't hook somebody's attention, it does not matter how strong the rest of your copy is, how good your offer is, or what price point you're selling at. If you can't hook them, you're never gonna get any sales. So this leads to part 2 out of the 5-step framework, which is old way. Your audience is stuck with challenges that your product or service can solve. Use this section to paint a vivid picture of their pain points and expose the flaws of outdated methods. Here's how to structure it. First, you articulate the pain. Highlight the frustration or inefficiencies they're dealing with. Then you expose the flaws. Call out the shortcomings of the current approach. Then show the stakes. Describe the negative impact of sticking with the status quo. You then want to create urgency. Make them feel the need to act now. So to lay this part out, you start with a punchy intro that sums up their struggles, followed by bulleted list that drives home the issues. This approach is direct, easy to skim, and gets them thinking, I need a better way. With old way, This leads to the next part 3 out of the 5-step framework, new way. This is the meat of your pitch to them. This is where you introduce your solution. So this is where you show how it fixes their problems, address their exact issues they're struggling with, and show how your solution eliminates those frustrations. Then it should create real change. Describe the transformation they will experience and improve their life or work. You also want to show how it delivers measurable results. Share specific outcomes they can expect, align with their goals and desires. So with part 3, instead of just listing features, connect each one to a clear benefit. Answer potential questions or doubts, and proactively show why your solution is the right choice. So with the layout of this, again, similar to the old way, start with a short, engaging intro that positions your product as the answer to their problems. Then use bullet points to spotlight the benefits and outcomes, ensuring it's easy to skim and immediately impactful. The next part, 4 out of 5, is evidence. Social proof is key to building trust and showing how your solution works. Here's how to use it effectively. So one way is customer reviews, glowing reviews with specific benefits and outcomes. Another way is testimonials. So use quotes from happy customers or experts to build authenticity. Another way is case studies. Show real-world examples of clients who've overcome challenges and achieved measurable results. Numbers grab attention, people tend to skim, and stats are what makes them stop. The more you can highlight, the better. Without strong social proof, potential customers may be hesitant. This limits your lead flow and conversions. And lastly, part 5 out of 5 is the call to action. Effective calls to actions are all about delivering value and insights to prospects without any pressure or risk. You want the CTA to be clear, straightforward, and easy to understand, creating a real reason to take the next step. You have 2 versions of the CTA. You have the primary CTA. This is your big move. Think of it as guiding them towards the next action, whether it's scheduling a call, trying a product, or making a purchase. Make it easy and appealing by addressing any concerns right off the bat, and offer risk-reducing incentives like free trials, guarantees. That way they feel comfortable taking the next leap. Then you have the secondary CTA. Now, not everyone's going to commit to your main CTA just yet, and that's okay. Offer a low-pressure alternative like an ebook, how-to guide, or mini course, and so on and so forth. Something that still gives value and keeps them in the funnel. A bonus here is use exit intent pop-ups. So those are the 5 elements on any landing page from my experience. Remember, 80% of copywriting is knowing what to say, and 20% is how you say it. So success comes from understanding your prospects better than anyone else in your market. Now that I've covered those 5 steps quickly, let's dive into the leverage part, using AI and tools to elevate your game. Just a quick one, if you enjoyed this video so far, be sure to hit that like button and tap that subscribe button, as it'd really help get my content out there. I've now talked about setting up using the 5-step framework. Now let's go to step number 3, generating copy with AI. So you can use ChatGPT for those 5 sections and focus on creating strong headlines and compelling body copy. So with ChatGPT, you need to focus on 2 areas for those 5 sections: the headline and compelling body copy. Remember, consumption comes before conversion. So for each section, you'll get this prompt doc that will help you, and the link is in the comments. So with that said, let me quickly go over the headline and the body copy. The headline's primary job is to grab attention, spark intrigue, and promise a specific benefit. Focus on the message, not the delivery. Many get lost on how to say it, but the message is what matters the most. I use the 4 U's for my headline formula: urgent, unique, useful, ultra specific. The headline carries 80% of the weight. So go on ChatGPT and use this prompt. Give me 10 variations of this website hero headline. Make it visceral, ultra specific, and very direct. Each headline should include a big benefit and burning intrigue. Limit it to 50 characters. Here's an example headline, XYZ. You can grab the doc in the comments. As I mentioned earlier, your body copy is where you connect with your audience, explain the value of your offer, and persuade them to take action, whether that's clicking the CTA or continuing to read. Keep it focused and direct. You first start with a short, engaging intro to try and hook the reader straight away, right? A brief, relatable story can also help. You then use bullet points to highlight each section. Then after the intro, you then use bullet points, and you need to make that scannable, right? It helps readers quickly grasp the core issues and benefits of your product and service, of what you do, right? Keep it focused and direct. Do not overwhelm the reader. Stick to 3 to 5 key points that matter the most. Keep it simple and impactful. Create a logical flow for each paragraph, ensuring each paragraph leads smoothly to the next, guiding the reader naturally to the CTA, right? Because you want to keep moving the reader closer to taking action. So here's an example prompt that you can use. Give me 5 variations of this landing page body copy. Make it engaging, direct, and visceral. Limit it to 300 words. Each section should be informative but not overwhelming. Start with a short, punchy intro that hooks the reader, then follow with 3 to 5 bullet points highlighting the top benefits. Keep it scannable and impactful. Here's the copy, XYZ. You need 2 types of prompts for those 5 sections. 1 prompt for the headline, 1 prompt for the body copy. So with that said, let's go to step 4, which is refining the copy with the Hemingway app. A key factor for effective landing pages is readability. There's a free tool called the Hemingway editor that I highly recommend you use. Simply upload your copy and it highlights the areas that are hard to understand or overly complex. I've actually found that aiming for a 3rd grade reading level or lower works best. Also, break your copy into smaller chunks, especially when most people consume content on their smartphones. Keep sentences short and easy to read. Remember, again, consumption precedes conversion. To drive conversions, you first need people to consume your content. Now with the content covered, let's talk about engagement. The first rule of Fight Club is nobody's going to read your content if it's so boring that it will make an accountant cry. Look at your copy and ask yourself, is this entertaining? Why would my prospect care about what I'm saying? You need to be interesting, entertaining, and valuable. With that said, let's go to step number 5, which is crafting visuals with Canva and Figma. With ads, I believe that 90% of media buying doesn't matter. Focus on the creative. Your landing pages needs a well-executed pattern interrupt. A pattern interrupt on a landing page is something that breaks the visitor's usual flow, grabbing their attention immediately. It could be unexpected design, bold visuals, and so on and so forth. I like to call it the visual hook or the scroll stopper. Here's how to nail it. First, you want to use custom brand-focused visuals. Avoid stock photos at all costs. Instead, show your product in real situations or photos of yourself to add authenticity. The goal is to be unique and not like any other page. Secondly, I would use AI for fast custom designs using AI tools like Canva AI, Midjourney, or Adobe Stock that can help create custom images quickly. Start with Canva or Figma for ideas, then use AI to generate the visuals. For animations, try Lottie files. Thirdly, I would make the visual support your message. Ensure each visual tells a part of your story. Use things like charts, bold colors, and eye-catching designs that stop visitors from scrolling. And thirdly, make every visual support your message. Ensure each visual tells a part of your story. Use things like charts or diagrams or flowcharts or anything bold and colorful to create eye-catching designs and stop visitors, right? Depending on your persona. So here's a reminder of where to find great assets. Canva for quick and customizable visuals, Photo Midjourney or Adobe Stock for AI generated and professional visuals, Envato Elements, a massive library of high quality assets, Figma Community for free UI UX templates and design assets where you can screenshot and upload, to AI tools to emulate, Lottie files for customizable animations and GIFs. And for video, I use ScreenFlow for high quality explainer videos for screen recordings, and I also use V.io for AI video editing, right? So next up is step number 6, which is using the right tools for your call to actions. So for your primary call to action, you want them to schedule calls effortlessly. So use tools like Typeform or Infusionsoft for quick surveys, and then leads them to a page that is embedded with a booking software like Calendly. This streamlines scheduling and eliminates unnecessary back and forth. If your call to action is simply purchasing, your goal is to drive sales, I would leverage Checkout plugin to build a seamless purchasing experience on your product page. A simple, clear checkout process reduces friction and increases conversions. Set clear expectations. Don't expect them to schedule a call. You want to show them why it's worth their time. Here's an example of what I did in the past. So one way is lead capture with exit intent pop-ups. Use tools like Convertful or Kit to implement exit intent pop-ups. These trigger when someone's about to leave your page, offering high value content like a free guide, ebook, templates, a mini course, and so on and so forth. It has to be an exclusive resource. Just make sure you avoid shallow lead magnets, because people will see these as sales pitches disguised as helpful. Instead, ask yourself, what value can I provide that they'll be happy to trade their email for? This shifts the perception, treating them like a customer before they pay you a cent. Then, once you have their info, you can build a funnel around them and nurture them. This leads to another secondary call to action that does really well, is a newsletter. Tools like Kit or Beehive can help you build engaging, non-spammy newsletters that deliver bite-sized, actionable insights. This keeps your brand top of mind while demonstrating your expertise. So with step 6 covered, let's go to step number 7, which is optimization tools for conversion. So let's talk about split testing. I like to use convert.com for this. I get very anxious and nervous if I don't have several split tests running at any given time. People see me and ask if there's something wrong. It's because the truth is that split testing at every step of the funnel is crucial for boosting conversion. So how do you start? The biggest and easiest thing to do to move the most freight in your funnel is being able to test the headline and body copy. Pick a headline and body copy. You can run it using the same prompts that I mentioned. You keep running that for 1 or 2 weeks, find the best landing page and build off from there and carry on doing that, and it compounds. Next is Google Page Speed Insights. So page speed is one of the most crucial factors for your page's success. Research shows that visitors expect a page to load in 3 seconds or less. If it takes any longer, they'll get frustrated and bounce. You can have the best landing page since sliced bread, but if it's not fast, you're toast. Luckily, tools like Framer are optimized for web speed. Just make sure when uploading images or GIFs that they are under 1 megabyte. For videos, host them on platforms like Wistia or Vimeo. Once your landing pages are ready, run a speed test and check with Google Page Speed Insights. A fast site equals more conversions. Plain and simple. I also use Hotjar to understand user behavior through 2 key features: heat maps, which shows where users are clicking, which parts of the page they ignore, and session recordings, which lets you observe real users navigating your site to identify friction points. These insights are crucial for refining the landing page and driving higher conversions. And lastly, with conversion, to measure the effectiveness of your landing page, keep an eye on these metrics. So first is conversion rate. Track the percentage of visitors who click the call to action and proceed to the thank you page. Then page views per click. Out of 100 clicks, how many result into actual page views? Next is average visit duration. Measure the average time visitors spend on the page to assess engagement. Another good metric is specific page conversion rate. Out of 100 page views, how many visitors click on the CTA? Monitor how often people click on your call to action compared to the number of visitors. And lastly, cost per acquisition. If you're running ads, calculate how much you're spending to acquire each conversion. So there you have it. That's how I use AI and these other tools to create landing pages at scale. Besides those steps I've mentioned, I want you to remember this. Every opportunity counts because you most likely only get one shot when someone visits your page. 2, you only have their attention for so long. And 3, there are other people fighting for that time and attention. So I hope you like this video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.